Stand up, everybody. Welcome back as we are doing our first morning call-in show. Who do we got in here? We got Goose in the house. We got Stuck in the 80s in the house. Joe Lutz is in the house. Midwest Sports is in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to open up the phone soon. I don't know how many people are going to get it, being that most people are probably at work or at school. But I figured I'd try it out, see what kind of audience we got, see how it goes. Nice little morning call-in show before I go to work. How's everybody doing this morning? New York, it's probably about 35, 40 degrees outside. The snow's stopped, so that's nice to know. Yeah, the Cool Peeps is right, yes. Of course, last night was on live with the Bad Dog. I'm at work, but I work from home. Well, there you go, Goose76. There you go. You're my perfect customer. But as I watch the morning traffic in New York, I'm sure we're going to get a couple of beeps because it's rush hour. So expect a lot of subscribers in this show, as I always like to say. Bobby's in the house. What is going on, Bobby? We're going to open up the phone lines in about a minute or two. Figure there's not going to be a lot of people in here like my normal call-in shows, so I'll get to talk to you guys a little longer if you guys got the free time and if you got stuff to talk about. As far as sports goes, I mean, me and Bad Dog brought up the hot topics last night. Most of it's in the football world. Of course, we've got rumors in the basketball world, and we still don't know where Bryce Harper's going to end up. We don't know where Manny Machado's going to end up, so a lot of questions. As far as this weekend goes, I got a lot of stuff planned for the channel. Tomorrow, actually today, I'm releasing the mock draft with Rover Sports and Jet Central. We did that yesterday, so that should be out probably in about 2 or 3 hours. Probably right after the show, I'll release that. And then Friday... What do I have? Oh, Friday's, of course, going to be the nonsense. That'll be on my channel this week. Sunday, I'm going to be calling a couple of games. I'm going to be calling one of those AAF football games, play-by-play. And then Philly 500 is going to be on... I don't know if it's going to be on my channel or his. I think it's going to be on my channel, but I'm not sure yet. We're going to be doing a play-by-play for the NBA All-Star Game. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm also working on a few videos. I got my Drew Lock video I'm working on. And also, of course, the new free agency video I'll be working on shortly. What's going on? Joe Lutz, Winnie the Pooh, the sexy goat is in the house. Midwest Sports is at school. Now that's dedication. MH is in the house. Stand up. All right, guys. So without further ado, we will open up the lines. Get to talk to a couple of my best subscribers that popped in today. And there we go. Phone number is 914-481-3540. Skins fan all day is in the house. Good morning. Figure I'd try this out, Skins fan. Get to talk to a couple of my subscribers. It's going to be a smaller show, I'm sure, so get to have longer phone conversations. We'll see how it works out. So phone number is 914-481-3540. Yes, tomorrow is the nonsense stream, Joe Lutz, and that should be a lot of fun. Got to make a topic list before. That's Stuck in the 80s. I hear you, man. I will say Stuck in the 80s. Every time you call in, you could tell that you think it out. You do. You definitely have questions and topics to discuss. You're one of my better callers. So take all the time you need. Yes, nonsense, sexy goat. Absolutely. And then I think Saturday I'm also going to have the nightly call-in show this Saturday. Kid Blue is in the house. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. LA Boys in the house. What's going on, my man? I appreciate that. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? I just want to answer a couple people in the chat. Trafficy, I do. I work midday shift. I work 12:30 to 9. So figured I'd try a morning show for about an hour and a half or so. What's going on? Who is this? I'm sorry.
Gotta recognize the voice, man. It's Gangrene David.
Gangrene David. You know what it is? I talk to a lot of people. It's hard for me to remember everybody's voice. But what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good. Just figured I'd talk some football before I head out and go to school for the day.
Yeah, absolutely, my man. Absolutely. So what are you, in college right now?
Yeah, I'm currently a sophomore.
Very good stuff, man. I appreciate the call. Figured I'd start doing this morning call-in show. Of course, you know a ton about sports. You got a channel yourself. So what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, there's a lot coming up. Things are quiet now in regards to NFL news. The Broncos made a shocking trade, Joe Flacco. I guess, one, the Ravens are all in on Lamar Jackson. And two, well, I guess the Broncos don't really believe in Case Keenum. I think they're probably going to cut him, and they're probably going to end up taking the $21 million cap hit.
Yeah. No, is it that much? I looked it up. I thought it was a $10 million cap hit.
10 million? I thought I read something that was like 21 million, probably just by a blogger.
I
I
may
don't
have
know.
I may have misread it. I went on a website. They told me it's 10, but maybe it's inaccurate. But either way, I mapped it out to be they're going to be paying about $35 million between Flacco and Keenum for this year, and that's a lot of money to be paying a mediocre quarterback. I don't understand. The only way this trade makes sense to me is if they plan on drafting a quarterback in next year's draft, and I do think Flacco will do well there. I have said that. I do think because of the thin air, he has always been known to have one of the stronger arms in the league. I could see him doing fairly well in Denver.
Well, especially with some of the receivers they have in Denver. I mean, Demaryius Thomas is gone. I mean, they have Emmanuel Sanders still hanging out over there. They have Chris Sutton, a young target. So you want to have a bridge quarterback for not only a young quarterback, but also you want to have a solid veteran guy for these receivers to work under and really grow. Because Denver has a lot of young receivers. So
Yeah,
I think Black
absolutely.
would be a solid bridge
The one
quarterback.
thing I will say that Denver, if I would concern me a little bit if I was a Broncos fan, they're losing Paradis, the center, who's probably the best center, one of the best centers in football. He's going to be a big target on the free agency market. But I still like Denver. What were you going to say?
The Jets better go after him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's going to get paid a lot. He's probably going to get paid in that $12-13 million range, which is a lot for a center. But that could be a big hurt for them. And I just want to see who's in the chat real quick. Ligma, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Whitney's in the house. Cushman's in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But we'll see. I like Denver, what they got going on there with the pass rush, with Chubb and Miller. If they could fill in the holes, if Flacco plays well, they could threaten to make the playoffs in the AFC. Of course, they play in a very tough division there with the Chiefs and the Chargers, so it's going to be tough sledding.
I 100% agree.
But we'll see. I mean, the offseason's coming up. I mean, free agency's in, what, a month?
Yeah. I mean, the Jets have a big free agency period themselves. Got to build around Sam Darnold, and you got to see what kind of players you can get with this brand new coaching staff. Can Adam Gase be able to help recruit players come here? Can Greg Williams do that? Can Sam Darnold do that? Can Jamal Adams do that?
Right.
Who knows?
Well, I think they will. I think they're going to be able to. I think the Jets are going to have a big offseason. And the Colts, to me, are a very dangerous team because of all the cap space they have and the talent they already have on that roster. So the Colts are a team I'm really looking out for as a potential Super Bowl team next year.
That's actually a good point. I mean, a playoff season with a lot of money, that's just a golden opportunity to punch your way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they have the most cap space in football. But the thing I will say, a big weakness for both the Colts and Jets is the wide receiver position. Can you discuss the new league? From what I'm reading, I'm just reading a question here. Yes, LI boys, I will discuss the new league when I get a chance for sure. If the callers are slowing down, I'll definitely discuss that. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate the compliment there with the videos. I do a play-by-play on the new league, LI boys. I did it Sunday. I'm going to do it again this Sunday. So I'm trying to get into that. But the big weakness for both the Colts and Jets is the wide receiver position. And in free agency, it's going to be tough to address that because there's not really a big impact receiver on the market.
Agreed. That's why people are making the case maybe try to go for Antonio Brown. I don't know what I'm hearing, that Mike Evans is going to be on the market, AJ Green. I want a legitimate number one wide receiver if I'm going for one in free agency.
Let me ask you a hypothetical, and this will never happen. But of course, we heard the Beckham rumors yesterday. So you don't want him at all, no matter what?
Well, I mean, go on, continue.
You're going to give me the third overall pick and a future third rounder for Beckham?
The third overall pick for Beckham?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But as a Giants fan, that's what I'd want. But, I don't blame you for saying no. The third overall pick's extremely valuable. You're getting a potential superstar for pennies on the dollar.
Beckham, I mean, you'd have to pick up that contract.
Well, the thing I will say, I read an article The way it would work if it was a trade is because the signing bonus has already been signed or whatever. It's not you're not paying him near what the Giants would be. I don't know all the details, but it's a moderate contract based on the type of receiver he is because the signing bonus is already out of the way.
I mean, I probably wouldn't trade the third overall pick because what I would do with the third overall pick is I would trade down. I would probably want to trade down in the draft and maybe try to get a second-round pick because draft picks nowadays are too valuable. And for a guy like Odell Beckham, I mean, a guy who didn't really show all those elite flashes that he's shown in the past in his career last year for a first-round pick, I'm not too sure about that.
I hear you, man. I wouldn't do it if I was a Jets fan, but somebody could bite. We'll see. I don't think the Giants are going to trade him. It's just a rumor that's floating out there. I think it's more hearsay to grab headlines. Jay Glazer yesterday came out and said that he expects Beckham to be traded this year. I don't think
I mentioned, I was actually talking about bridge players earlier. I mean, if the Jets somehow find a way to get Antonio Brown or even Le'Veon Bell, with the skill set they have, you look at Sam Darnold. He's 21 years old. He has an entire, maybe 15, 16, possibly 17-year career ahead of him. He can play for a long time.
Right.
You want the quarterback to grow. You can have some of these bridge players not only help with the growth of his development, but also help with the growth of our young wide receiver core that we have, like Enunwa and Anderson and Herndon, that are probably going to be here for a while as well, because we just extended Quincy Enunwa. He's now locked up for a long-term deal. If you can get that Antonio Brown, and
you bring up a very good point there. The Giants did that for Eli. Eli's second year, they went out there, they got Plaxico Burress, who at the time was one of the better receivers in the league, and that definitely helped Eli Manning. Now, I would say that Eli probably became a better quarterback after Burress left because he used to rely on Burress a lot. As good as Burress was, Eli used to just throw the ball up, to Burress no matter what, into double coverage, because Burress would come down with it half the time. Once Burress left, it forced Eli to scan the field. But it's a good point, because that's what you should do for a young quarterback. Go out there, get him a big weapon, and definitely a major focus for the Jets this offseason has to be to improve that offensive line.
100% agreed, because you can get Le'Veon Bell on this. Listen, I don't care if it's even Ezekiel Elliott. If you don't address your offensive line, you're going to set up your two key positions on offense to fail.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Simple. You're going to have Darnold running for his life. You're going to have Le'Veon Bell or whoever getting stuffed in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. And it's what I always say. If you're going to buy a Lamborghini, which is what you do in the first round if you're drafting a quarterback, you better have car insurance. And that car insurance is the offensive line. And without an offensive line, it's very tough for a quarterback to succeed in this league. But I'm going to let you go because I got a few people who probably want to call in. But I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. Keep up the great work on your channel. I'll try to call into your show. The problem is you do it, and everybody's got different schedules. I'm working when you have it most of the time. But I'll definitely try to call in one of these days when I'm free.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, man. And sub up my channel, Gangrene David. I'll probably be doing a call-in. I don't know about tonight, but maybe sometime next week. And I'll probably be doing a couple of videos soon, shout-outs, and I'm probably going to be discussing my end of the bargain for free agency. So stay tuned.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, take care, man.
All right. All right, next caller on the line. You're on the line with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hello, stand up.
Stand up. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get the voice.
Nelson.
Oh, Nelson. Is this Nelson?
All right.
What's going on, Nelson? How you doing, buddy?
I know. I just want to ask a Giants question. Do you know when will Dave Jones make a decision on Eli Manning, whether he stays or goes?
Yeah, well, March 5th, you're gonna know. He's gonna get a roster bonus on March 5th. I forgot what the exact dollar amount is, but it's a large dollar amount that if he gets that money March 5th, he's coming back as the starter next year. And I'd be surprised if he's not the starter going into next year. I really would. I would be beyond surprised. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to draft a quarterback, but the two big names you hear at the top of the draft, for the most part, I mean, Drew Lock's in there too, if they're going to take a quarterback, are both quarterbacks that are pretty inexperienced. Kyler Murray only played 1 year as a starter, and the same goes for Dwayne Haskins. So I think both of them would need seasoning, and they'd probably learn under Eli at least for a half a season if the Giants were to draft them. And it could be a similar situation to Alex Smith in Kansas City, where Mahomes sat on the bench for the first year, learned, and then he came in and he blew it up. So you could see something like that as well. I think Eli's going to be back regardless of what the Giants decide to do in the draft.
Yeah, I'm still with that too.
I just want to say hello to Guillermo. He just popped in from work. I really appreciate that. I see Yvonne's in the house. What's going on, my man? But go ahead, Nelson. I didn't mean to apologize. I didn't mean to step.
No, it's all right. If I can find the super chat, I'm gonna read to you. In case if you need help.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
In case I see a super chat, I'm gonna read to you in case you need help.
Oh yeah, I always say nobody has to do that, but if nobody ever has to do that. But I'm always very thankful for people that do. But you don't have to do that. But thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is the only thing I'm gonna do. Is there any way to make another phone call or something? What's the next time we'll do it?
Saturday. Saturday night. I'm gonna have a call-in show. So it's every Monday and Saturday. I think for the most part will be the night call-in shows. I'm starting the morning thing. See how many people get. I figured I'd try it out because I work afternoons. So see where it goes with that. But I figured I'd try this out this morning. It seems like there's more people in here than I thought there would be. So maybe this will be a thing. We'll see.
I know you're busy. You have other phone callers. So thanks a lot.
You got it, Nelson. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you for always tuning into my streams and watching my videos. I really do appreciate it.
All right.
Buddy. Have a good one. I missed a couple of things there. I can't. Actually, I got the chat here. Let me scroll up the chat here as we're waiting for the next caller. Greatest tight end might be Gronk, and I hate the I would say the greatest tight end is Gonzalez, but Gronk at his best was probably the best tight end. But Gonzalez, because of longevity and he avoided injuries, I'd have to go Tony Gonzalez, and I'd probably have Antonio Gates second. You definitely do. Oh yeah, Guillermo. I'm gonna be live for the draft, absolutely, and the NBA draft, both of them. What's going on, Kieran? Thank you for tuning into the stream, buddy. As we're waiting for the next caller. On Saturday, I have a baseball practice. I'll watch. All right, very good, Ligma. Ligma's a good subscriber of mine as well. All right, next caller. You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Entertainah? This is Whitney.
Whitney, I love Whitney. What's going on, Whitney? How you doing?
Nothing much. Working right now. I just had a quick question for you. You think we could possibly get a loan from the Colts, considering that they have the most money in the NFL?
That would be nice. That would certainly be nice. I'll tell you, the Colts have really put themselves in a great position. They got a great young coach there, great offensive line. The defense is vastly improved, and now they got over $100 million to spend in free agency. The Colts are looking really good next year.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's what I want our Giants to copy the blueprint. I want us to build a team like they did with the offensive line, and I know you do too. We've talked about that before. They really need to focus on helping that offensive line in the draft and free agency this year.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get something good out of this year's draft. I was just listening to you and Mr. Bad Dog's video from last night, or I think it was Monday or something like that. But anyway, I really didn't care for y'all talking about, Odell. Like, I mean, granted, he has his problems. And
well, no. I want you and everybody to understand that I'm not knocking Odell's play on the field. I wouldn't care if the receiver was Jesus Christ. I don't think any receiver is worth the amount of money that he gets. I just don't think it's smart for a football team to spend more than 10% of their cap on a wide receiver. I just don't think it's a smart decision, regardless of the player.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And my whole thing about that is, if you look at, the other teams that has, like the Patriots. The Patriots, to me, is the only team that I see that doesn't really pick up a lot of, players. They normally keep their players after the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm gonna give you a ton of examples. A lot of teams have really good receivers, but they're still in the rookie contracts. Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs still doesn't make a lot of money. The Minnesota Vikings have two very good receivers. Both of them still don't make a lot of money. If you look at the better teams, most of them are not paying the receivers a lot of money.
So probably what you said on the video was probably more so of a business thing.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with knocking Odell as a player. It's more so to do with I don't think it's smart. And I don't know if you're at work. I hear a lot of machinery in the background, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I know it's a morning show. You're gonna get that.
I just hope, hopefully we can kind of put that to rest and maybe win the Super Bowl with the elite quarterback. The elite wide receiver that we do have, and kind of, maybe put that whole we've never won a Super Bowl with a great wide receiver to rest. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's all I wanted to.
Yeah, I certainly think we can. I just don't. I think it makes it much. You have to draft very well when you spend most of your resources on a wide receiver. Let's put it that way, because most teams don't do that. Most successful teams don't do that. Because I look at it like this: like the top quarterbacks, they're gonna make mediocre wide receivers. Oh, I think you got a call.
I'm sorry.
They're gonna make the.
No, that was.
Oh, go ahead.
That was my walkie-talkie.
Oh, okay.
That was my walkie-talkie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think the top quarterbacks make receivers better than what they are. I would rather spend the money on different positions, whether it be a pass rusher, whether it be the offensive line. I'd rather allocate my money differently, but I'm not a general manager, so hopefully it works out for the Giants. We'll see where it goes.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and get off the line so you won't have to hear no more of my loud background.
All right, Whitney, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. There we go, stood up. And Eli, boys, before somebody calls in, you wanted me to talk about the AAF League. The AAF League is, Entertainah talking walkie-talkies. I'll get to it in a second. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris?
Bobby, I think.
Yes, it is.
What's going on, Bobby? How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just talking sports.
I wanted to just call in and talk about the Patriots for a second and how it's going to relate to the rest of the league. I tell you, man, this incoming year, the new year coming up, we're losing 7 coaches, I believe.
Really?
Between Brian Flores taking some to the Miami, to the Dolphins with him, and then there's one going to KC, and there's another. I believe there's 2 more that are leaving. Also, there's like 7 coaches that are leaving. So, in the next 2 years, we're also, with free agency. There's a couple of big names that are coming up in free agency for us that I really don't think the Pats are going to pay them what they're going to be looking for.
Right.
So if the next 2 years for the Pats are going to, this season and next season are going to be really big, because if the rest of the league had a chance to make a move on them and kind of knock them off their pedestal that they're on, it's these next 2 years.
Yeah, and one free agent on the Pats that I think you guys need to re-sign is Brown.
Absolutely. I made a video on it earlier. That is the top of my list if I'm looking at that from them. But you know what? He's going to ask even more than what they pay. What the Giants paid Solder.
See, that's crazy to have to pay him that. I like him, but that's a lot of money.
You know what I mean? That's realistically, that's what the market is for those guys. For the tackles.
Well, I think it's the second or third most important position on a football team. Quarterback's most important. Then it's either edge rusher or left tackle. Those are the most important positions.
Yep. You need a guy if you're gonna invest in a franchise quarterback. You need a guy who can protect him.
Yeah. So Brown was very good for you guys. So and what you guys traded for him, right? Didn't you give up
we did.
Yeah, you gave up like a 7th round pick or something.
something very little. I think a fourth or a fourth and something. Yeah, it wasn't much. I know that.
Yeah.
But you know what it is, Chris? It's Scarnecchia. Scarnecchia makes these guys look ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
It's our offensive line coach. He's incredible.
Yeah. That whole coaching staff. I mean, Bill Belichick. It seems like every time coaches coach under Bill Belichick, they're geniuses. That's a funny thing, though. And when they go elsewhere,
But look what happens when they leave.
That's what I was going to say. They don't succeed. Romeo Crennel. You go down the list. I mean, there's tons of them that did not succeed after they left. Charlie Weiss, and
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, and but that's what's weird because obviously Parcells, they had tons of success after they left. So it's weird. It just shows how good of a coach Belichick is.
It does. These next 2 years, though, are huge for this organization because you have to set yourself up for the after Brady era, and if you don't, they're going to go right back to mediocrity again.
Yeah, and as a Patriots fan, you must have been pissed off when they traded Garoppolo.
Well, see, here's my thoughts on Jimmy were really good. The one concern is the durability. His first injury was in the AC joint sprain, right? Brady has played through that injury 3 times in his career. Granted, he had horrible games, but he played through it 3 times.
Right.
And Garoppolo, to me, the durability was the biggest issue.
Yeah,
the talent's there.
He has a ton of talent. I did a top 10 quarterbacks video going into next year with Jet Central a couple of weeks ago, and I was shocked. I mean, Jet Central, very smart guy, knows a ton about football. He ranked Garoppolo, I think, 5th or 6th at quarterback. That shocked me. But he does a lot of research. He knows his stuff. He said, based on talent, he really likes him a lot. And when I've seen him play, he's impressive. I don't know if I'd have him ranked that high, though.
Yeah, I would put him in the league today. I would probably put him top 10, top 15 for sure.
I think he's right around there, 10 to 15, yeah.
The durability thing is huge, though, especially in the NFL nowadays. You have to be able to last. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're made of glass, it doesn't matter.
To me, that's what I'm worried about when we both are. We talk about that with Kyler Murray. As a Giants fan potentially drafting him, durability to me, and as Giants fans, and you're not a Giant fan, but Giants fans should recognize how important durability is.
I might not be a Giants fan, but I'm a football fan, and you gotta look at it like that. I'm gonna put a video out of why I don't think these small agile running, or even just an agile or like a running quarterback in general they just don't last. They're a flash in the pan, 3-4 years, and I'm gonna put a video out why I don't think they last.
Yeah,
especially nowadays with the NFL rules set up the way they are, it's geared towards a football smart pocket passer Brady. Here's the thing: everybody, elusiveness and escapability is one thing. But you don't have to be a running quarterback to have elusiveness and escapability.
Yeah,
Brady's done it for 8 years.
You have to be able to. You have to be able to feel the pressure.
2 or 3 steps in the pocket.
Yeah.
He takes 2 or 3 steps up or to the right or to the left. As long as you can avoid the rush, and stand in the pocket and deliver the ball, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you'll make it.
And you look at a lot of the guys that have to make a living outside of the pocket, and like you said, they all get hurt. Cam Newton hurt. Ben Roethlisberger gets hurt all the time because he tries to extend plays with his legs, and like you said, you go down the list. Robert Griffin III, Watson. When you play out of the pocket, you're an injury risk.
And like I said, the way the NFL is geared, it's you build an offensive line and you put a football smart guy in the pocket who's a 60 to 65%, 60 to 63% accuracy quarterback, and you'll win 10 games.
Well, that's what the Patriots have done over Brady's entire career. So and that worked out pretty well for you guys. And I even think you as a Patriots fan would probably admit that he's not the most talented quarterback, but he's very hardworking. He's smart.
He is definitely not the best. On any given game you put him on the field, he's not the best athlete.
Yeah.
Brady wins games with his mind. That's his biggest weapon.
Same as Peyton Manning. Same thing. But Bobby, I want to say thank you so much for calling in. I'm sure we got a couple more people that want to call in, so I just want to get it moving. But Bobby, you are the best.
I'm telling you, the next 2 years, you watch. There's going to be teams up. They're loading up now. There's teams out there that are going to make a move to knock them off.
It's inevitable. It's got to happen eventually. We have to say. I still say, as long as Belichick's there, though, you guys are going to have a good team. He's that good of a coach.
They'll simply because the division they're in, they're going to win. They're going to win 8 or 9.
But I will say the division, well, it is weak. I think the Jets are on the come up.
It's getting better.
I think the Jets are on the come up, and I think the Bills are on the come up. So we'll see.
It's getting better.
Yeah, we'll see.
Definitely.
Yeah. We'll see. I think it'll take at least 2 years before you guys are dethroned. But I think in 2 years, it's very possible that either the Bills or Jets could be in contention for that division.
Very much so. I also believe that as well.
All right, buddy. You have a great day. Keep up the hard work on your channel. I'll be sure to check out your video, my man.
All right, but take it easy, you too.
All right, buddy. What do we think of your defensive play calling, Jonas? Are you talking about the Giants? I don't know who you're talking about. The league is evolving, more scoring, less hits, keeping the quarterback. Yes. That's what people say, LA boys. That's a big argument for Murray, and it's fair. It's a different league, and he has a better chance at success in today's NFL. That I will completely agree with. And Bavith is in the house. I waved hello to him. I just didn't want to interrupt the caller, but yes, Bavith, thank you so much for tuning in. Is Josh Jacobs the real deal? We'll see. I'll tell you this, Jet Central certainly likes him a lot. You'll see when my mock drafts released today that I did with JC and Rover. Jet Central had him going in the first round. He likes him. Ligma, good to know that. Thank you so much. The Giants. A lot of people hate the 3-4, Jonas. I don't hate it. I think you got to wait and let the Giants get the personnel here. I actually like Betcher a lot. Very good stuff, Kid Blue. I'm looking forward to it. I like Betcher a lot, and I think you got to give him another year or two to get the personnel in here to fit the system. And you saw the defense play better in the second half. I think if they could get another talented pass rusher, Vernon could stay healthy, you could improve the secondary a little bit via the draft, via free agency. I think you'll see a big improvement in the Giants defense this year. Can't cut Nate Solder-Whitney. It's way too much. Not even close. Can't cut him. Not yet. At least 2 more years. I looked at the con. It's like a $30 million pay. You can't do it. Joe Lutz, MH, absolutely. Christian Orr has been going to Charger games since birth. Now that is a diehard fan. We're waiting for the next caller, guys. Phone number 914-481-3540. Guillermo, I probably would agree with that. I wouldn't say it's impossible that Haskins could be better. Haskins is still a project, though. Murray has a lot of talent, but injury risk, he's short. Daniel Jones I like. I don't think he's going to be a superstar, but I like him. And a lot of people like Locke. We'll see. All right, next call. You're on the line with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Hello? Hello? Stage fright. I saw somebody else try to call him. Well, he did call back in. I think it was, I forgot what the area code was, but try to call back in. Yes, Chris, you are certainly a diehard. All right, yes. Well, I have a commercial. Well, I have nobody calling in. I'll talk quickly about the AAF. I'll try to. The AAF, from what I've seen, definitely not. Sorry. Well, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
It is Stuck in the 80s.
Love Stuck in the 80s. If you haven't done so, please go over there and sub him up. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for calling in.
No problem. That was me with the 413 area code that popped up, and you're probably like, what area code is that? That would be me over in Connecticut with a Massachusetts phone number.
Yes. What's up, buddy?
All right, so I have 2 questions. One question with kind of a long setup, I'm sorry, and then a very quick, short question.
Okay, go with whichever one your heart desires first.
All right, I'm going with the long one. So the Giants have sucked since 2013. In those 6 seasons, 5 out of the 6 were losing seasons with a total record of 38-58. There's a lots of Eli Manning hate out there, and I was taking a look through Giant seasons, and before Saquon Barkley, our leading rushers were Andre Brown, who? Andre Williams, who again, Rashad Jennings, meh, and Orleans Darkwa. Prior to that, we had Ahmad Bradshaw lead 3 seasons, Brandon Jacobs 3 seasons, and Tiki Barber 3 seasons. So my whole point here is, while Eli hasn't always played great, this team sucks because of bad draft picks and poor free agent signings. The team is fixing things right now, but Eli is too old for the good things that I think are going to come. So similar to when a painter dies, once Eli Manning retires, will he finally get the respect he deserves?
I'll tell you right now, everything you just said is completely correct. If I'm not mistaken, they haven't had an 800-yard rusher since 2014. Some of that has to do with the offensive line. Some of that has to do with the quality running backs they have put behind Eli Manning. The problem, Jerry Reese wasted his prime. Eli Manning in 2011, 2012 was at the peak of his game, and then he tailed off because they didn't support him with the pieces he needed. He still was just as talented. They did a horrible job of drafting, horrible job of surrounding him with the pieces he needed in terms of the offensive line. And it's a shame because Eli Manning, it wouldn't even be a debate if this guy was a Hall of Famer had they done that. He was one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks there for that 2 or 3 year stretch. And he tailed off because of it. And I hope he gets the respect he deserves. The guy brought the Giants fan base 2 Super Bowls. Now, I do recognize that some Giants fans are young and they don't remember those Super Bowls. And some Giant fans live in the present. They don't respect what this man did for us in the past. But I hope he gets the credit he deserves because he deserves it. A lot of quarterbacks would have came here and they would have folded. You go down the list. I mean, you look at the Jets, Mark Sanchez. That guy folded under the pressure. He started off, he had success early on in his career, got the 2 AFC title games. He wasn't that good, but he had a good team around him, got to those, and then he folded under the pressure. As soon as the New York media went after him, he folded. And that's a big part of being successful in New York, and that's a character trait that Eli possessed that I think goes overlooked a lot.
I agree with you 100%. A lot of people forget the fact how durable he's been. He does play in a very tough market. And how about playing in the shadow of Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? You have a lot to live up to when he is your older brother.
Well, exactly. Peyton Manning, 100%. Just think of the pressure on Eli Manning when he first came into the league. He's Peyton's brother. He demanded a trade to New York, of all places. He goes to the Giants. You don't get much more pressure than that. And then he was literally, as I always say, the piñata of the NFL his entire career. Anytime that guy took the wrong step, people bashed him for it, and they still do. And I go back to this. I've said it before. I remember calling a game this year, live stream, the game he went 17 for 18. The one incompletion he threw, which he was not even that bad of a throw. It hit, I mean, it would have been an unbelievable catch had Barkley caught it, but it hit his hands. And people were bashing for it in the chat, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So, yes, sometimes Eli deserves criticism. He's not what he was. And he makes mistakes like a lot of quarterbacks make. And he's never going to be on Tom Brady's level. He never was. He's not on Aaron Rodgers' level. But you know what? I hope that we don't have to regret saying the things we said. And I hope everything goes swimmingly after Eli retires. But conventional wisdom tells us that it takes time to repair a franchise after you lose your franchise quarterback. And I do think some Giant fans might look back and say, you know what, I was a little too hard on that guy. He meant a lot more to my team than I realized.
Absolutely, and I always hear about the interceptions, and people forget when you look at most interceptions of all time, Drew Brees is right behind Eli Manning. People like Peyton, Dan Marino, Johnny Unitas, Brett Favre with 336. There's tons of guys ahead of him. He takes chances, and that's what you get with Eli. He's going to throw the deep ball. Sometimes it's going to be caught by the wrong player.
Yeah, I'm going to let you continue to talk, but LI Boys have been asking me this for a while with the AAF. I just want to, real quick, the AAF, the different rule changes. 1, it's a 35-second play clock instead of a 40. 2, there's no onside kicks. So you have the option at any point to go for it on 4th and 10 at your own 35. I'm trying to think what else there was. You can't send more than 5 guys on a blitz. There's limited commercials. They try to make the games a half hour quicker than the NFL. The referees don't blow their whistles nearly as often as they do in the NFL. And I think there was one other big rule change, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But that's the difference between the two leagues. And, of course, the quality of play is much different. The quarterbacks are just mediocre at best. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's awesome. I didn't know all that either. Those are some crazy rule changes, or different rules, I guess, not changes. Those are their rules, and they're not changes. But my other quick question, Chris,
Yeah.
I believe I've heard your thoughts on Olivier Vernon. I've heard you talk about Alec Ogletree. Somebody that I feel it's time to move on for the Giants that has underperformed to his contract is Janoris Jenkins, and I was hoping to get your thoughts on Jack Rabbit.
Yeah, I agree with you that Jenkins is not worth his money at all. The issue I have with cutting him is the dead cap hit. He makes $14.75 million this year, but if you cut him, it costs $7 million. So, I don't know if you watched I think you did because you commented on it. I think the secondary free agent video.
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, okay. So you'll get the answer in that video. If you look at the free agent market at the cornerback position, it's very slim pickings. So I don't think you're going to find a corner that's as good as Jenkins, as crazy as that may sound, for the amount of money that the Giants have to spend. I would sooner stick with Jenkins for one more year, have Beal play opposite him, and if I'm going to spend money in the secondary and free agency, it's going to be at the safety position where Curtis Riley was an absolute albatross. So I would probably, if I'm going to spend in secondary in free agency, I'm going with the safety position. I would stick with Jenkins for one more year.
Okay. I'll definitely check out that video, Chris. I just heard horns, and that means you just got a sub. Congratulations. And in closing, brother, I do want to say sincerely, thank you for showing what it means to be a good YouTuber and being a part of a great YouTube community. Love all you guys in the chat. Love your show. Love your channel. Hit this guy, sub up, hit the like button. Thank you, brother. Have a good day.
I appreciate that, man. Keep up the hard work with your channel as well. Love what you do for my channel. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, Fizzle, I switched it up because I work at 12:30. I figured I'd do a morning call-in show, see how it went. And it's going better than I thought it would. I've had more people, I don't know how many people I got in here, but a decent crowd. And this is actually better because I get more of an opportunity to talk to my chat. I actually like doing this once in a while. Obviously, I want to get more views, but I like doing this maybe once a week just to have an opportunity to talk to my diehard subscribers. And can you draft players from the I don't think in season. Yeah, there you go. They can be signed in free agency. Yeah, no trolls either. Yeah, it's smoother. You got it, all right, boys. Timothy says, hey, Chris, I know I should be at middle school, but I am sick. Well, Timothy, I hope you feel better. Can you read my last comment, bro? Mike Nixon. Let me go into the chat real quick. I got to scroll up. Okay, so I got a question. Say Haskins is off the board at 6. Would you consider drafting Greedy Williams from LSU if he's there? I'm hearing he's supposed to be the number 1 or 2 corner in this draft. I wouldn't. I don't think he's worth it at the 6th pick. I like Greedy Williams. He's a poor tackler from what I've read. Very talented, but I just think 6 is too early. I would sooner go after a pass rusher, like a Farrell, depending on who drops to us, but someone like a Farrell, a Burns, someone like that, even an Ed Oliver, the D tackle. I would sooner go after those guys before I'd go after Greedy Williams. Everybody, and by the way, Mr. Bad Dog is in the house. What's going on, my man? Sneaking in at work. Good morning, you jerk. Everybody go on over there and sub up Bad Dog. Great YouTuber, great guy. We worked together a lot. He was on the channel last night. And is Greedy Williams better than DeAndre Baker? I mean, that's up for discussion. Some people say, like Jet Central, I think likes Baker more. I like Williams a little more, but they're in the same area. Huge fan from England. Also, do you think Daniel Jones will fall? He could. Now that Denver did what they did, there's a chance Daniel Jones falls to round 2. And that is where, if the Giants don't take a quarterback in round 1, I would be interested. I like Daniel Jones. And you're not making a big financial commitment. Very good man, corner. He can't tackle. He's not worth the 6th pick. I want to pass. Yeah, Kid Blue. Or even an offensive lineman. Jonah Williams is a possibility there at 6. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Bad Dog, stand up. What's going on, Gritty Giant? What a commitment you guys are making. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello. Can you speak up? I could barely hear you.
Oh wait, can you hear me okay now?
I hear you okay now. So, are you sick from school?
Life is like a nigger here in
Oh my God! What an asshole! I apologize, guys. I apologize. Even in a morning show, you still get stupid people. I was watching highlights on Byron Murphy from Washington. I really like him a lot. Yeah. Byron Murphy's another guy some people say is the number 1 cornerback in this draft. Yeah, it was a kid. I apologize, guys. I'm just not going to overreact because then more people are going to want to do it. So, but I apologize for people that's got to listen to that. Daniel Jones may have legitimately went after Kyle Lauletta if he was in. I like Daniel Jones, John Schmidt. I really do. I don't, like I said, I don't know if he's an unbelievable quarterback, but I like him. He's the most pro-ready in this draft. I appreciate that, diehard Giants fan. That's pretty cool. I feel like I'm on the radio. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know, Guillermo. It's not like it's my fault. I'm not going to answer unknown numbers again because that's an unknown number calling me. But if anybody wants to call in, please go ahead and do so. The nerve of these people to ask me to work while I'm working. I like Devin White a lot, Jonas. If he's there at 6, I would definitely consider taking him at 6. I like Devin White a lot. I think he's a game changer. Scott Thomas, you're never stupid, man. I love you, Scott Thomas. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm trying to remember. Who is this?
This is your boy, Skins fan, all day. How you doing this morning, man?
Love this guy. Great subscriber of mine. He's got a YouTube channel of his own. He's trying to build up, so be sure to check him out. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. I just want to talk to you, man, about Kyler Murray. I'm just tired of hearing what people talking about Kyler Murray to the Redskins. I'm definitely tired of hearing about that.
So you don't, as a Redskins fan, you want no part of him?
The reason why I say that because it's not because of his height and how small he is or whatever. It's because Redskins have too many holes to fill. Now, if he falls to 15 at the 15th pick, I truly believe that the Skins need to draft a wide receiver. A lot of people say an offensive line, but the Redskins fans got to remember that we don't have a bad offensive line. We just had a lot of injuries last year. But if he fall to 15, which I don't think he will, I don't think he's gonna make it past 5.
Really?
I don't think he's gonna make it past 5. Yes, I don't think he'll make it past 5. He might make it to you guys, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna make it past. I don't think he's gonna come all the way up to 15. Now, if he come up to 15, that's one of those ones like, I don't know, should we get him? Should we not? If they get him, I wouldn't be mad with it at 15. But I don't want us to move up in the draft,
right?
To give away draft picks because that's going to set us back. Just like I said in my videos.
Yeah, I have the same exact mindset as a Giants fan. I don't want them to trade up because we have way too many holes.
Exactly.
Now, the one thing I will say, Kyler Murray. I don't want the Giants to draft him. I'm on record as saying that, especially at 6. Had they traded down to where you are, maybe if he falls in my lap. But Kyler Murray seems like the type of player your owner would go after because he's like that electric. He always seems to go after those big, the guys that put butts in the seats. Historically, that's what he's done.
Yeah, he gonna put butts in the seats, but he ain't gonna have nobody to throw the ball to. I'm just gonna be honest with you,
right?
Because we don't really have nothing, man. It's like, I don't know what's going on with my team. Chris, be happy you're not a Redskin fan. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Well,
just be happy.
I'm going to be fair. Granted, in recent history, you guys haven't won championships. You haven't won since, I think, the early 90s. But I will say, last year, you guys had a better team than we did. Before Alex Smith went down, you guys were probably going to win the division.
True. Even though everybody was talking about, how trash our offense looked, dink and dunk all day, and no turnovers and stuff like that. But that's how Alex Smith is.
Well,
that's the type of quarterback he is.
Yeah, he was a great pickup. Alex Smith to me is not the type of quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl, but he brought an identity to that team, and you guys became an efficient football team that didn't turn the ball over, and you won games in the trenches. And once he left, that changed everything. But it's a shame because I like Alex Smith. That was a tough injury for you guys. I was rooting for you guys after the Giants were out of it. I'd rather see the Redskins win the division than the Cowboys or Eagles. So it was a tough loss for you guys last year.
and then they had the audacity to bring in butt fumble.
Right.
I'm like, how you gonna bring in butt fumble? I'm like, come on, man. I said, man, these people are making a mockery of us right now. How you bring in butt fumble? I'm like, come on, Redskins fan. I mean, this is the type of stuff, man, that makes you want to jump ship. You know what I'm saying?
You can't do that. You can't do that. Can't do that.
I'm not going to do it, Chris. But it just makes you want to jump ship. I'm like, come on, it's way other better options out there than butt fumble, man. Like, come on.
No,
really?
You're absolutely right. I mean, Mark Sanchez has been an absolute, and I think a lot of it's mental. I think he got screwed up early in his career with the Jets, but he's just not a good quarterback anymore at this point. So I agree with you. That was not the wisest decision. I will say, what do you think? I'm thinking about your roster. What do you think you're going to do with the running back position this year with Geis coming back? And obviously Peterson had a bounce-back year last year.
They're going to – I personally believe they're going to keep Adrian Peterson. I mean, with that trio of running backs that we got,
I forgot about Chris Thompson.
It's going to be scary. It's going to be scary. I'm telling you. I
completely forgot about Chris Thompson, who is actually one of the most underrated players in the league, I think. He's a really nice gadget player out of the backfield for you guys.
It's going to be it's going to be scary. And what I think we should do at quarterback, because I think they definitely going to start Peterson and bring Geis in slowly. You know, that could be a 1-2 punch, and then Chris Thompson, third down. But at quarterback, I truly believe they should give Josh Johnson another try. Because he came in late in the season, and he didn't do that bad when he came in. Give him, let him come into training camp, let him and Colt McCoy fight it out, and let the best man win. And then later on in the draft, like probably 4th or 5th, draft a quarterback. That's what I would do.
So it sounds like you're more like, let's be patient, let's not reach on a quarterback this year. Let's wait till the following draft if we're going to invest a first-round pick on a quarterback. That's your approach.
Because we're too high. We're too high up in the draft. We like 15. Really, no quarterbacks. Good quarterback is going to last all the way up to the 15th.
Well, not to mention next year's quarterback class is a better class. So
exactly,
it may be the more prudent decision to wait. But I disagree with you. I do think now that Denver did what they did, I do think certainly one of those top 4 quarterbacks will be there when you pick. It's just a matter of do you take them. If Drew Lock is there, I'd be tempted. I don't think he'll get to you guys, but if he was there, I'd be tempted if I'm the Redskins.
Yeah. We're just going to see. I just don't want them to give away draft picks. If they give away draft picks, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah, I don't think you guys...
They're going to set themselves back.
I don't think you guys are in a place to do that. Unless it's like a franchise-changing quarterback, which I don't think any of these guys are, I don't like trading up and giving up a ton of assets to move up in a draft. I just don't.
Because I didn't like it when they did it with RG3, even though I wanted him, but I didn't like when they did it either. So, but I just don't. If any one of those quarterbacks lasts up to the 15th spot, I say, okay, go ahead and take it. And then we'll try to figure out what we're going to do at wide receiver. But if he doesn't, if any one of those quarterbacks doesn't, I say they should draft a wide receiver and then, let Josh Johnson and Colt McCoy fight it out in training camp, and then they draft a quarterback later on, and it's probably 4th or 5th.
Well,
That's what I believe.
You guys are at a good spot to take a receiver. That's definitely... You're probably, if you want a receiver, you'll probably get the first one off the board there, and you're looking at either DK Metcalf or Hollywood Brown.
Yes, Metcalf. Yes.
Yeah. So that would be. I just did a mock draft with Jet Central. I think we didn't have you guys taking a receiver. I forgot who we had. We almost had you. We were discussing the potential to take Metcalf. I forgot who we had. It wasn't a quarterback though, but that's definitely a spot. You guys, I think, are the first team where I could see a wide receiver being drafted in this year's draft.
They definitely need it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you go. Before I go, let me just tell all your listeners, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Chris. I mean, he's doing an awesome job on his page. Y'all make sure y'all try to subscribe to him, share his videos, and let's get Chris up to 4,000 subscribers. All right, Chris, have a blessed one, man.
I appreciate that, my man, and keep up the hard work. I'll continue to shout you out whenever you're on my channel. Go on in the chat so people could sub you up. Keep up the hard work on yours as well. Skins fan all day. Well, no, what's your? It's not. Is it Skins fan all day? No.
Skins fan all day.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Go in there and sub him up. He's a great guy, great for my channel, and he's putting in work. So absolutely, my man. Thank you for
All right,
calling.
man. Thank you.
And I see Jeremy's in the house. What's going on, man? Hey, Chris Strand was picked in the second round. There are several pass rushers that will be available in round 2, like Jalen Ferguson, Nate Harvey. Yeah, I'm not against Haskins round 1. I have him. I have the Giants in my mock take. Not gonna answer unknown numbers. I have the Giants taking Haskins in round 1 in my mock, so I'm not against it at all. Lamel Sinclair, what's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for popping in. Crazy Dog is in the house. Yeah, forget 4,000. Let's get to 5,000. Yes. Timothy, yes, I will go back and read your last comment. Yeah, there you go, Timothy. You got it, my man. You got one. I like Daniel Jones, and if he is likely to fall to the second round, I would love Josh. Well, Kieran, that is a good scenario, too. If they were to take a defensive player, if they feel like a Daniel Jones and they like him, could drop to them in round 2, it may be a smarter decision to take the best available player at 6. You know, so I agree. You go either way. You go quarterback or pass rusher in the first round. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
I'm glad you heard that last by Nick or Zip.
Alright, let me block this number. Alright. That number's blocked. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainah, this is A Fizzle here.
What's going on? I'm sorry, who is this? I didn't hear that.
A Fizzle.
Oh, hey Fizzle, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just doing this call, so I figured I'd try it out. Seems to be going pretty well, morning show, so
yeah.
I'll probably keep it up. So you're you're a Braves fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Falcons or no?
No, I'm a little bit around the country. I'm a Broncos fan. As far as NFL.
Broncos. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys just made a big trade. But what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I figure I'll talk about the Flacco trade. You know, I don't know if you had a Broncos fan perspective of it or a Ravens fan, so I'll give you my thoughts about it. I made a video about this yesterday, and I was really excited because I figured, you know, you get a Super Bowl winning quarterback who can be a leader, who can direct this offense. As long as he doesn't get sat behind the offensive line, he should be all right. But I think we got a good end of this deal, though, if that's my opinion. As far as, like, Kate, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I do think Flacco fits well there. I will say that. But I don't think you guys are a quarterback away. Well, we'll see what you guys do in free agency. I don't even know, what's your cap space situation looking like?
I haven't really looked at it. I think last time I heard it was about $28 million, something like that. Okay. I may be wrong, though.
Okay. I mean, obviously, your team's biggest strength is that pass rush with Miller and Chubb. And you got some nice skill position players. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, you found Lindsey last year in the draft. But I don't know if you're a quarterback away. Plus, I just think you're paying Flacco a lot of money. That's what I worry about with that move. But we'll see. I do think Flacco's going to play pretty well there. I think that the thin air is going to help his strength, which is his arm strength. He's going to be able to throw the ball really far, and I think he'll play relatively well in Denver. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. What do you think you guys are going to do with Keenum? You think you're going to try to trade him, or you think they're just going to cut him?
Oh, that's what I was getting ready to get into. As far as him, I think his days are numbered, but it wouldn't surprise me if LA decides to keep him for another year as a backup quarterback, just in case Flacco does go down. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that Flacco did get hurt last year with the Ravens, so. Always got to have that backup to make sure, just in case anything goes down.
Yeah, or they could elect to draft, if they're able to trade. I don't think they'd be able to draft, in my opinion, they won't be able to draft a Drew Lock if they keep Keenum rostered. But if they're able to trade Keenum, they could then
that's
draft.
What I said too.
Yeah, they could then draft Drew Lock. So that if they could trade Keenum, that trade for me for Flacco would make a lot more sense. But I don't know if they're going to be able to find a suitor for Keenum. But we'll see. A lot of people were saying the Giants could be interested. I hope not. I want no part of Keenum. I don't think he's a long-term answer. He had success with Trimmer. That's where
I
it
honestly
came from.
think y'all gonna get Kyler Murray. I think y'all gonna get him. So I don't think the Giants will get Case Keenum. So
You really think the Giants are going to draft Kyler Murray?
honestly, I mean, like who's a Cardinals, right?
Cardinals are picking first.
And okay, I honestly think they're gonna ride with Josh Rosen. You know, granted it's his rookie year, but I think they're gonna ride with him. So at least Kyler Murray.
I definitely think Murray's going to be there when the Giants pick. I just don't think. I really don't think the Giants want that type of quarterback from everything I've read. But we'll see. Nothing would shock me. Nothing would shock me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing would
Now,
shock
as far as like, now I'm gonna do a little baseball right quick. As far as like, I feel like my Braves gonna win the NL East. How you feel your Mets gonna do? You think y'all gonna be able to contend with the Braves? You think y'all might give us a little trouble this upcoming year?
Well, going into the year, I think the Braves have to be the favorite going in, if I'm being completely fair. But I do think, and we have to see how the rest of the free agency plays out, because obviously Machado and Bryce Harper, if they land within the division, that changes a lot of things. But I do think the Mets, as of now, they definitely have the ability to contend for the division, as all the rosters stand right now, if they stay healthy. The problem with the Mets is they never do. But yeah. I do like a lot of the things the Mets did in the offseason. They added a lot of... Ramos was a great pickup at the catcher position. He's one of the probably 5 best offensive catchers in the sport. He also calls a very good game, something the Mets haven't had behind the backstop in years. Cano was a really nice pickup, obviously, at second. Jed Lowry had a really nice year last year. Mets picked him up, another veteran guy. And then the back end of that bullpen by getting Diaz. He's the best closer in the sport. And they brought back Familia to pitch the 8th. So I like a lot of things the Mets did. I still want them to hopefully go out and get another starting pitcher. We'll see if they do that. But yeah, I think the Mets are going to have a good year if they stay healthy. But I would still peg your Braves right now to be the favorites going in.
Yeah, I think if y'all stay healthy, I think it's going to be a 3-team race between the Braves, Mets, and Phillies, because I think the Nationals, their window is closed, and the Marlins, let's not even get into them.
We don't even need to talk about them. They might as well be a minor league team. They're complete.
Might as well, yeah.
And it's a shame, well, not a shame as a Mets fan, but it's crazy the amount of talent that team had on their team a few years ago, and they just let it all go away. I mean, they had Stanton, they had Ozuna, they had Yelich, last year's MVP. They had a ton of talent on. Obviously, the catcher that they just got traded away to the Phillies was also on that team, Real Muto. So they had a ton of talent on that team. Obviously, the pitcher passed away. The kid, the Hernandez. But
Jose Fernandez, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but they had a ton of talent, and but that's what the Marlins tend to do. They always get rid of their talent before they make big money.
Exactly.
Well,
hopefully, hopefully you and I can do something together for Braves match. Not like that or anything. Maybe like a dual stream. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I already told David in Atlanta asked me that too. He's a Braves fan.
Me and him talk all the time.
Yeah, I plan on doing stuff with other baseball guys during in season. Maybe we'll call a game together or something. Absolutely.
All right. I gotta get back to work. So I just wanted to chime in right quick on the Flacco situation and talk about baseball with you. Man, I'll definitely try to call in the future. All right.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for being a good subscriber. Thank you for calling in.
No problem, man.
All right, buddy. Yeah, Cooper. Oh, Cooper's in the chat. What's going on, Cooper? How you doing, buddy? Of course, we all hate that word, Boban. It's probably the worst word you could ever say. What's going on, Troy Flett? Thank you for tuning in. Fernandez passed away. Marlins got no... yeah, that was horrible. Horrible loss for that franchise, and he was such a talented kid. Can you read my last comment? I saw Canucks, but I'm assuming you mean the comment before that. Let me scroll up. Let me just take this call, and then I'll try to scroll. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
We're just having these fucking nigger infestations.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Alright. Block him. I'm sorry, guys, for everybody that has to hear that. Obviously, I can't control what goes on. And hopefully, eventually, as I continue to block these numbers, they go away. I can't do anything about it. I apologize. I apologize to everybody who's got to hear this stupid stuff. And it's embarrassing that these parents raise children to say things like that at such a young age. It's embarrassing that kids say that. They would never have the balls to say that in person. I'll tell you that. And whatever, it is what it is. So I'm going to continue to ignore it, but I'm sorry that people have to hear that. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. The Mets are going to be dangerous. What's going on, Payback Carter? Thank you so much for tuning in, my man. Love Payback Carter. Big Knicks fan, big college college football fan. Great subscriber of mine. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Chris the Entertainah. It's Goose. What's up, man?
Goose, what's going on, my man? Love Goose. What's going on, buddy?
I just wanted to change, the flow of the calls, man. If my dad heard me say that at that age, you know what he would have done to me?
Oh, he probably beat the hell out of you.
Yeah, I've had a attitude adjustment, as he called it back in the day.
Yeah, it's. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not even funny. It's like it's just stupid.
Right. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know what they're doing. They're trying to get reactions out of me. I'm going to try to make it go away. I'm going to continue to just ignore it. I'm not going to react because it's only going to make it. Yeah, it's only going to make it worse. I just feel bad, whether you're white or black. It's just a disgusting word to hear.
Yeah,
I have no toleration for that word. It's the worst word in my opinion in the English vocabulary. It's ridiculous that people in this country are still as racist as they are. It's embarrassing actually. But let's talk sports though. Let's talk sports.
But yeah, it's sad that they got their little brother to say it. But anyway, yeah, you're talking about the Marlins earlier. Yeah, that when Jose Fernandez died, I mean that killed him because he was a 20-game winner.
Yeah, he was a great pitcher. He was a bright. I mean, the Marlins. If you remember Dontrell Willis, he was another guy that was a bright light early in his career, and he kind of faded out. The Marlins have always had like flashy pitchers that never seemed to. I mean, obviously he died, which was horrible, but never seemed to live up to what you thought. Josh Beckett was another one. Obviously, Beckett had great postseason success, but he never really translated to great regular seasons. He had a few, but I thought he would have been much better than he ended up being.
Yeah, he had that one series against the Yankees in 2003 in the World Series where he just dominated the Yankees.
Yeah, the Marlins always had really Willis used to. I remember Willis's rookie year. He was like an event. Whenever he pitched, you'd have to tune in. And Fernandez was that way too early on in his career.
Yeah, it's sad because they probably would have been a playoff team that following year if he hadn't died.
Oh, they definitely would have been, I think.
Because I think they had talent that year, but they just didn't have that number one starter anymore, which he obviously was.
Yeah, and good call there, LI boys. Same as Matt Harvey, absolutely. Matt Harvey, that rookie year, I don't know how much Mets baseball you get to watch, but Matt Harvey's rookie year,
yeah, he was good too.
He was Dwight Gooden-esque. The first 13 starts that guy made, I mean, it was like a rock star event every time he pitched. He had like a sub-2 ERA. He was phenomenal. But what's going on? So what do you want to talk about, my man?
So the Mets, why can't, it just seems like they are never consistently good. Is it ownership, GM? I mean, they're in a big city, big market. They should have the corporate dollars to back that team to be consistent. I mean, I just don't get how the Mets are year in, year out just inconsistent.
Yeah, well, the problem is, they do play in a big market. They don't have a big market owner. And that goes back to obviously the whole Bernie Madoff thing. Since that Bernie Madoff incident, Wilpon, they've been a middle of the road team in terms of spending. And to me, in baseball, where there's no salary cap, if you own a team in New York, the prices they charge to go to their games, they should be investing more money in the team. Because I could go to a game even in Philadelphia, I could sit in the same seats I do at Citi Field and pay a third of the price. So if you're gonna charge what they do, you better produce a good team. And the Mets, I mean, since that Bernie Madoff thing, have not gone out of the way to spend. Now I will say this year they did break the bank a little bit. They still haven't gone all in though. The last time I said this, I think last call show, the last time the Mets spent on a player for more than 4 years was Beltran, and you're going back 10 years at this point, more than 10 years.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's 13 years. 14 years. Jesus Christ. They haven't signed anybody more than to a 4 or 5 year contract. And for you to get the premium stars, you have to give a 7-8 year contract. That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's the way it works nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah. 100%.
But I'll let you get to other calls. I just want to call in and just change the flow of the call with a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you always tuning in my videos and showing support. And keep up the good work on your channel, too.
Yeah, I got to do my recap of my the Kentucky game that LSU won the other night. That was exciting for the LSU fan.
I'll be sure to check it out. Yeah, just let me know in the chat when you post it. Well, I have you on notifications, but
I don't know if you want.
I think I lost you there, Goose. I think I lost Goose there. All right, Goose, I apologize. I don't hear you anymore. But, yeah, good call there, Goose. The owner is all about nepotism. Omar Minaya is back, and basically the GM. Brody is just a figurehead. I like Minaya. I think Minaya was an underrated general manager for the Mets. If you go back and look at what he did. Now I will say he wasted a lot of draft picks. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, Chris? It's Kid Blue.
Kid Blue. I love Kid Blue. Love Kid Blue. One of my favorite guys on YouTube. Love working with this kid. If you haven't done so, please sub up Kid Blue. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. What's going on? I was looking at, possible free agents for the Giants, things like that. But, we're talking about Darrell Williams at right tackle, and that's pretty much our only guy we're kind of targeting at right tackle. Say if he does re-sign with the Panthers, which is very possible. Well, I mean, what do you think we should go on from there? Because I honestly don't think we should waste this, sixth pick on, an offensive tackle. I think we should go edge rusher. Edge rusher or quarterback. That's where I'm going right now.
I'm with you too. I don't think unless they trade down, I don't think there's an offensive lineman worthy of the number 6 overall selection.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And if they miss on Darrell Williams, I'd have to think about that. I may spend the money elsewhere in free agency, whether it be upgrading the safety position and then trying maybe to acquire an offensive lineman in the second round, similar to like they did last year with Will Hernandez. That's probably where I'd go because I think Darrell Williams is a perfect fit. So if they miss out on him, I may just say, you know what, I'm going to focus in the draft, maybe even trade up, get a third round pick, to draft 2 hog mollies early on in the draft, and try to fill the holes that way. Yeah, I think I would probably spend it on the safety spot if they missed out on Darrell Williams. I don't think they're going to, though. I think they're going to get Darrell Williams.
Yeah, do you think it's possible that a guy like, I don't know what, Dalton Risner, I know he's like rising up the draft boards. I don't know if you think Dalton Risner will slip to us in the second. Do you think?
No, I don't.
Andre Dillard or something?
Anything's possible. There's a lot of good tackles in this draft. So, I mean, a Dillard potentially could. Cajuste could.
I like Cajuste.
Yeah, there's the kid from Lindstrom from Boston College. I like him too. I think he's a guard though.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a couple of offensive linemen that I think will be there when we pick round 2 that could definitely beef up our line. And I think if I had to guess right now, I think round 2 the Giants will be going offensive line just like they did last year, unless they go pass rusher in the first round and like Daniel Jones falls to the second round, maybe. Because I do think Daniel Jones...
that would be great. That would be great. I'll grab up Daniel Jones in a second.
Yeah, I think he's the type of quarterback that the Giants really like. I think the 2 spots where Daniel Jones makes a lot of sense is the Giants, but not in round 1, and the Patriots. I think he'd be perfect to back up Tom Brady and mentor under him. I really do. I think those are his 2 best locations where he could end up.
Yeah, definitely. But when talking, because I'm just still on the focus of pass rusher in the first round. What do you think about Montez Sweat?
I like him. He'd be another guy I'd consider with that 6th overall pick. I think he fits our scheme perfectly. I have him going to the Packers at 12th because I think
same with me. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he Clay Matthews, they're probably going to lose to free agency. I think he fills that void, but I do like him. I wouldn't be upset if the Giants take Sweat with the 6th pick. He fits our scheme and he's a very talented edge rusher.
Yeah, I feel like he would fit it perfectly. On top of that, I feel like he can. I don't think he's as gifted as a pass rusher as Josh Allen is, of course. I just feel like he's more of a balanced outside linebacker. I feel like Montez Sweat could stop the run a little better than Josh Allen, but
I think Burns. I think Burns is maybe the better potential pass rusher of the 2. But I agree with you that I would agree that Sweat is the more well-rounded player. I also who was the other guy I like? Farrell. That's another guy I would consider
Clinton
there.
Farrell, yeah.
That's another guy I'd consider there with that 6th pick if you're going pass rusher.
All right, man. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely going to...
Keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'll definitely have you on the channel again soon. And keep up the good work yourself. And I'll definitely check out your mock draft at some point today when I got time at work.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man.
All right, buddy. Yeah, GC, that is a weakness of his as of now, the run. There's no doubt about it. I still love Josh Allen, though. Yeah, I'm not going to answer on no numbers. Montez Sweat is a marketable... Yeah, well, you really love that name, MH. Willie Stroker, anybody could call in. I'm just not going to answer unknown numbers anymore, so... But if you have a number, I'll answer it. And if it's going to continue to be pranks, I'll just block them, that's all. If Haskins isn't there, would you consider trading back to draft Deontay Thompson? I like Deontay Thompson. I think he's a second half of the draft player, though, in the first round. The Giants aren't going to trade back from, 6 to, 20. So I don't think Deontay Thompson is feasible for the Giants. Maybe, but I don't think so. Yeah, I like the AM show, too. It gives me more time to talk to the callers, talk to the chat. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
This is just a fucking nigga.
I mean, how many numbers do these kids have? And they're all from different area codes. You know, it's just stupid at this point. Eventually they'll all be blocked. Yeah, Steele, I wish. I don't have the budget for that right now. But if I did, yeah, eventually, hopefully I'm on the radio. That would be amazing. Conforto's going to have a 3,100 season. What do you think, Chris? Jamie, if he can stay healthy, I think he definitely can. Hello, you're on live.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
Hey, it's Cooper. How's it going?
Oh, what's going on, Cooper? How you doing, buddy?
Good. I don't know if you can hear me that good. I have my AirPods in. I just want to say hi real quick. I'm about to go to class.
I appreciate the call. I appreciate the call, my man. Cooper, of course, a great subscriber of mine. He always takes his time to tune in. What's going on, buddy?
No, I just wanted to say hi and say what's up. Wish you guys ever in the chat happy Valentine's Day. And it's a shame that those kids are calling.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they'll eventually go away because I'm not going to react to it. And they'll eventually just get bored of it. And, but I'm just going to continue to block their numbers. And this is a growing process, I guess, call-in shows go through, so especially on YouTube. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as people know I have nothing to do with it, that's what I've realized.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll mature.
Yeah.
All right, man, I'm actually going to class right now. I just want to say hi real quick and say just keep working hard, man, and I'm going to keep sharing, all right?
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye.
Have a good one. Next on the line, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, man. Yo, this is Guillermo.
Guillermo, what's going on, buddy? I love Guillermo, man. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling, man. First of all, screw the Giants, man. I'm just joking. But no, I'm a little jealous, man. I was trying to say yesterday, man. I still believe if you guys drafted Sam Darnold and picked up a running back somewhere late in the draft or whatever, I think you guys would have been in the playoffs. And just hear me out. Sam Darnold, I still think this. I know everyone loves Baker Mayfield, but I still think he's the best in the draft. And I'm not just saying this. I'm a Jets fan and his quarterbacks, but with the offensive talent you guys have on that team, man, Odell, Shepard, Ingram. I'm just saying, I think that you guys have been in the playoffs.
Well, you didn't even mention. Never mind. I was going to say you didn't even mention Barkley, but obviously, had we drafted him, we wouldn't have had Barkley. So I'd skip that part.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also agree. I think, even if you don't want Darnold, I think you guys should have went after a guy like Josh Allen. I think that guy, his ceiling. Oof. Yeah. I watched something on YouTube where it was like all the drop passes, and look, he's a little inaccurate, but he can make passes. But his receivers just sucked. And if the Giants had him with those legs, I mean, he has better legs than Darnold. He has better legs than Mayfield. Jackson is, he is what he is. He's basically a hybrid, but you guys, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys should be fishing for a QB this draft. I definitely wouldn't trade up for one, but I'm just not that impressed by Haskins and lock, and especially Kyler Murray. I'm really not.
Yeah, I'm with you on Murray. He's a lot of flash. He'd be fun. He'd make the team exciting, but not my type of quarterback. And what you said about Darnold, I'm a huge Mayfield guy. I was a huge Mayfield guy before the draft, and it's as much to do, I should say, with his intangibles in terms of being a leader, and I really like that part of his game. But
you see, man, that's all Gusto.
But I will say that I do like Darnold. I do like Darnold a lot. I do think I agree with everything you said in terms of that the Jets, you can't judge them off of year one or probably even year two because the Jets don't have the pieces around them. The offensive line is god awful, and the no weapons. I mean, your number one wide receiver. Well, I do like him. I think Anun was a pretty good receiver. He's not. He's maybe a number two. He's probably more like a number three on a good team.
Right.
And
Robbie can take off the top a little bit. Now we do have a tight end who came alive later in the season. Chris Herndon.
Yes.
I think he's like, according to PFF, he's like, I guess one of the top. I definitely think he's a top rookie tight end. I might be wrong. Some might correct me. I think he's like one of the tops in like all rookies, like maybe top 10 probably. But yeah, we were legit. And I mean, our coach. I mean, Todd Bowles. He's an awful coach, Lord. As total coach. I think as a defensive coordinator, I think he's great. But
he's one of those coaches that, and there's always, you give tons. Rex Ryan's another one. He's one of those coaches that's a great defensive mind, or sometimes it's the other way around. It's an offensive mind. But some coaches are meant to be coordinators, and I think that's what he's meant to be. He doesn't have the personality, and he just didn't have. He had very poor clock management skills. I like Todd Bowles. I was rooting for him, but he was not a good head coach. He was not a good head coach.
And I'll say this: watch out for the Jets this season in terms of the fireworks, dude. We just hired Joe Vitt. Does anyone know who the hell Joe Vitt is? Joe Vitt was the coach who testified against Greg Williams in the Bounty Gate case.
Oh, wow.
Greg Williams is. Dude, the Jets. This is you Giants, man. You guys are very blessed that you got rid of Reese, man, because we have McCagnon. I think is one of the worst GMs in all of football. He's supposed to be the scout. He can't scout for Jack S. Whatever.
Well, let me ask you this real quick.
Oh,
about not specifically about McCagnon, but who do you want the Jets to take? Perfect scenario, and I'm not going to say Bosa is realistic because I think Bosa will either go first or second. Who do you want the Jets to take with the third pick?
With the third, can I trade back?
Yeah.
Or just third pick, straight up third pick?
So you'd prefer to trade back. That's your number one. That's what you want the most?
I want to trade back so bad. I think we need a second. We need a second rounder badly. The guy who I come to like, at first I was really on Greedy, but I was watching video on him and I was reading some reports. He's like, kind of a poor type. That's why I asked about Greedy Williams versus DeAndre Baker. But then, man, I looked at Quinnen Williams, and if we run a 4-3, man, if we have him and we have Williams, go look at PFF. We have like
you don't got to tell me. I did a preview video on this guy already, and I'm in love with Quinnen Williams. He was the number one ranked player in all of college last year by PFF. I love Quinnen Williams.
He gained like 20, 30 pounds.
Gained 40 pounds. He was an edge rusher his sophomore year. He had never played nose tackle. And then last year they said, we want you to put on the weight, and they converted him, and he just took over.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that he's going to help Williams because, look, Williams is playing a 3-4. Williams is not a nose tackle like Chris Jenkins we had years ago, who was a beast in like 08, 09, 2010.
Right.
We need help with regards to pass rushing, and I think that Quinnen Williams, the kid is young, he's ultra athletic, he has a great motor because people talking about either him or Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary's talented as heck, but his motor is on and off. And as a defensive tackle, if you're talking about what you need motor. I mean, I understand athleticism, blah, blah, but you look at a guy like Aaron Donald. I mean, I've never seen that guy take off a play. And obviously, I'm not saying Quinnen Williams is Aaron Donald, but if the Jets are going to run that 4-3 defense with Greg Williams, your front four, they have to go for the gusto.
And I think you'd have a not that it'd be as good as the Rams' interior defensive line, like you said. Donald and Sue is a pretty ridiculous combination. But if you had those two, that's pretty special going forward. Both still young. That a lot of Jets fans might not like that pick, but I think Quinn Williams, if I was a Jets fan, if they're not trading down, that's who I'd want with the first round pick. I love Josh Allen. I personally like Josh Allen the most of any player in this draft, but he doesn't fit your defense. So
yeah, he's more of a 3-4 guy, and
he's a stand-up passer.
You guys run the 3-4, right?
Yeah, he's perfect for the Giants.
You want to take him?
Oh yeah, but he won't be there when we pick unless we trade up.
And where are you guys at? 6?
Yeah, I don't think he falls to 6. The Raiders, I think, run the same system you do, if I'm not mistaken. So he doesn't really fit them either.
I'm trying to think. They might run a 3-4, but I might be wrong.
I could be wrong too. I don't know. I mean, they must have run a 3-4 when Mac was there. I don't even know. But
Well, put it like this. I think, and I'll say this and I'll be out because I know you guys have other calls. I think the it won't be the Raiders who will be the most important in regards to how the draft the top of the draft shakes out. It's going to be the Cardinals. If they go after Kyler Murray,
God, that shakes.
First of all, that means Rosen's on the market. So that means, I know you don't like him, but just saying, Rosen could be shopped around and in the right fit in the right system because look, he's not a mobile quarterback. He needs an O-line. He needs weapons, but you put him with an O-line and weapons.
Well,
hey, Giants. I'm just saying.
I don't hate Rosen's skill set. I think he's very talented. I just don't think he has the makeup to succeed in New York. But maybe I'm reading too much into that. A lot of people said that about Eli Manning too when he first started. But I don't know. I'm going to support the Giants no matter what they do. So would I understand if they acquire? I think that's pie in the sky stuff. I don't think it's going to happen, but. Would I understand if the Giants went out and acquired Rosen? Sure, he's talented. I just don't think he fits the New York market. But maybe I'm reading too much into that.
Nah. Well, again, thanks for taking my call, man. I'll be in the chat, man. Salute to you, man. Entertainah, you're the man. And ignore these prank callers. Ignore them.
Yeah, no, I'm going to continue. That's how it goes away. I've realized that. I can't react to it. But,
right. Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in, Guillermo. I'm actually going to close the show in a couple minutes. But thank you for being here the whole time. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Are there any? So yeah, I'm gonna go for about another 5 minutes. Haskins is better than Rosen. I mean, last year it's hard to debate that. That's for sure. Are there any sleeper safeties we could pick? Deontay Thompson is the best safety in this draft. World Series this year, from your lips to God's ears, Sentinel. I don't expect it, but you never know. You never know. But it's 11:27. Said I was going to go till 11:30 because I got work at 12:30. So probably going to wrap it up now. Not going to take calls from unknown numbers. Eli. Chris gets triggered. Not going to get triggered. You can't say he's better than Eli. I mean, that's crazy. Adderley in the second, if he's there, I would love him. I think he's going to go late first. But if Adderley's there in the second, the safety out of Delaware, will make a lot of sense. That's for sure. I don't think he's going to be there, though. Well, GC, and that's fair to say. A lot of great running backs led their teams nowhere, but I argue that I think in some cases, the quarterbacks get more credit than they deserve. I think with Denver, Terrell Davis was the driving force behind that Super Bowl. And I think with the Rams, Marshall Faulk, you could argue, was the driving force behind their Super Bowl. Kurt Warner obviously got all the credit. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Kill nigger.
All right. Another block number. It's just stupid kids. Just not going to react to it anymore. Let me just block him. All right. Yeah, signed to call it a day. Exactly. But the thing is, guys, what's crazy, it's a different area code every time. So that's why I keep picking it up. But thank you, guys. Do we get Zion? If we do, what position? If we get Zion, we have to have the number 1 overall pick, Jeremy. If we get the number 1 overall pick, I would go after Zion, 100%. 100%. I think he's a difference maker. You got it, LI boys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You were here the whole time. I appreciate that very much. I'm going to be live with Bad Dog tomorrow night. Now, that's an unsports-related show. That's for fun. I'm not going to take any more calls today, guys. But that's for fun. That's just jokes. So if you don't feel like listening to nonsense, because that's the name of the show, don't even bother tuning in. My next sports-related show will be, but it's a lot of fun. So if you want to have a couple of laughs, be sure to tune in. My next sports-related show will be a Saturday call-in show. And then Sunday, I'm going to be doing play-by-play for one of the AAF games. And Philly 500 reached out to me. I think we're going to be calling the All-Star game together. I don't know if it's going to be on my channel or his, but we'll definitely be doing that on Sunday as well. So should be a lot of fun. And thank you guys for tuning in. James of Flatbush, you're trying to call? Okay, if that's you, I'll take the call. Is this James of Flatbush? Hello?
Negro.
So stupid. All right, I thought that was James of Flatbush. That's the only reason why I took it. I apologize. And 6:05. You guys have a great day. I'm just gonna block him. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.